Hello, I am Muhammed, welcoming you to another interesting edition of Kogi in Focus, a program that beams searchlight on happenings within the past 7 days. In this week's edition that ended on the 23rd of August 2020, Governor Bello signs into law establishing Confluence University of Science and Technology with one order. Kogi State government repatriates beggars and mentally unfit persons to their state of origin. Kogi State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Wemi Jones, monitors the commencement of the Senior School Certificate Examination 2020. This and many more when we return. Don't go away. Welcome back. Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello has signed 2 bills into law. He described the passage of the bills establishing the University of Science and Technology, Osara, and the reference hospital Okene to law as historical step in the right direction towards realizing the hopes, wishes, and aspirations of the founding fathers of the state. The governor said this in Abuja during the signing of the 2 pieces of legislation into law.
The Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Matthew Kolawole, who presented the bills, described them as being of utmost importance to the lives of the people of Kogi State.
The importance of education cannot be overemphasized. We knew how important it is for someone to go to school and someone to be illiterate. We decided to work on this bill in particular because of the fact that the abundant resources in Kogi State, the abundance of mineral resources we have remained untapped. And with the establishment of Kogi State's Confluence University of Science and Technology, Kogi State, we believe some of these mineral resources will be tapped and for the meaningful use of the entire state. Among the bill that has been concluded for waiting for your assent is the bill on reference hospital Okene. This reference hospital, we believe health is wealth, and we need modern infrastructure for the well-being of our people. And we believe that with this bill, establishing the hospital as well, Kogi State will move forward health-wise.
Governor Bello said the establishment of the university is key to the state's plan to be part of the global science and technology revolution.
That a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. This is one of the early steps in achieving and realizing the hope, the wishes, and aspirations of the founding fathers of our dear state. And not just education, but a specific and specialized type of education. We all know that what drives the world today, aside education, is science and technology. The world economy is gravitating from resource-based economy to knowledge-based economy. Today, we have laid the foundation. We're going to have one of the best universities, not only in Nigeria, not only in West Africa, not only in Africa, but in the world.
He commended members of the state executive legislature and judiciary who played a part in putting the bills together. The governor promised to get the university up and running before the end of his tenure of office.
We are going to devote resources, time, and attention in the building and development of this all-important institution. This will make the second state-owned university in Kogi State and the third university in Kogi State.
He said he intends to display the same political will of late former Governor Abubakar Audu, who established the Premier State University. On the health facility, Governor Bello says the establishment of the reference hospital in Okene is aimed at providing world standard health care to the people.
This particular reference hospital will cater for the common and the elevated members of the society. The services there will be made to be accessible by all and sundry in Kogi State.
Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General of the state, Sani Muhammed, also commended those behind the process leading to the passage and signing of the bills, saying no responsible government will toy with the people's well-being.
And within the short space of time that Your Excellency has come into office, you are able to do this, and it's indeed historic, and the people of Kogi State, the people of the world, would continue to appreciate you for this.
The Kogi State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Wemi Jones, has begun the monitoring of schools as students commence the Senior School Certificate Examination 2020 conducted by the West African Examination Council WAEC in the state. The commissioner, after he led a team from the ministry to monitor the conduct of the exam in some schools in Lokoja, expressed satisfaction with compliance with the protocols against coronavirus pandemic. The WAEC examination started on August 17 with mathematics. So far, it's been very wonderful. The commissioner said the level of compliance that was witnessed is monumental. Wemi noted that other inspectors from the ministry were also monitoring simultaneously across the 21 local government areas of Kogi to ensure total compliance with examination ethics and the protocols against the COVID-19 pandemic. He said the assignment before them as a ministry is to ensure that they closely supervise and monitor this WAEC exam because they do not want to witness any incident of examination malpractice in the state, and that Governor Bello has reiterated that Kogi State has zero tolerance for examination malpractice. He said that whoever is caught in the web of exam malpractice, either principal, teacher or the learner, will face the music squarely because they cannot afford the name of the state to be dragged in the mud. He advised principals to remain in their various schools throughout the exam period to do the needful and ensure they paid particular attention to every ongoing exam. Schools visited include Crowdon Memorial College, Bishop Delis College, Government Day Secondary School Adankolo, and St. Thomas Aquinas College, all in Lokoja, among others. Kogi State government has repatriated 78 destitutes, mainly beggars and mentally ill persons, back to their various states in the northern part of the country. The destitutes were repatriated to Katsina, Kaduna, Kano, Bauchi, and Zamfara states. The State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Fatima Kabir Buba, who briefed journalists in Lokoja, said they were evacuated from different parts of Lokoja metropolis, which include Old Market, Zango, Ganaja Village, and Obasanjo Square. The commissioner noted that the evacuation of this set of people was not done to discriminate them, but to rid the streets of beggars roaming the state capital. She assured that the state government, under the leadership of Bello, will not relent in its efforts in getting beggars off the street. The state government made adequate arrangements to ensure that they are transported to their respective location with utmost respect and dignity. Before the government transported them back to their home states and local governments of origin with 6 buses, the commissioner said they took them first to the Ministry Rehabilitation Center, fed them, and provided all the basic needs that will enable them start normal life like every others in the country. Fatima said the government is committed to catering for every citizen, even though they are not from Kogi State. This action, she said, should not be misconstrued. Fatima commended the governor and the First Lady Rashida Bello for their immense support throughout the exercise. Dr. Omakoji Oyiguh of Kogi State Specialist Hospital has emerged the new chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association, Kogi State Chapter. In a keenly contested election online during the NMA's virtual annual general meeting, Oyiguh polled a total vote of 106 to 1 to defeat his closest rival, Dr. Ashraf Abdul Hakim, who had 112 votes. With this new development, Dr. Omakoji Oyiguh emerged as the new Kogi NMA chairman, replacing Dr. Kabiru Zubai to pioneer the affairs of the association for the next 2 years. Other state officers of NMA elected to pilot the affairs of the association for the next 2 years were Dr. Adeyemi Williams as vice chairman, Dr. Famotile Tolorunju as secretary, Dr. Chimeze Udebuani as assistant secretary, and Dr. Mrs. Edith Agu as treasurer. Others were Dr. Kelvin Emmanuel Bola as Public Relations Officer, Dr. Samuel Babatunde as Director of Welfare and Social, and Dr. Muhammed Umoru as Auditor 1, while Dr. Kabiru Zubai as Ex-Official 1 and Dr. Okumbowa Osareti as Ex-Officer 2. Speaking to journalists after his swearing in, Oyiguh commended the Electoral Committee for conducting a free, fair, and credible election to the satisfaction of all of the contestants. He eulogized the immediate past chairman for his vibrancy, numerous achievements, leadership style, the transformation and innovations he brought to the association within 2 years, and promised to build on his legacies and take NMA Kogi to greater heights. Oyiguh further solicited for the support of all NMA members in Kogi, including all the contestants, to join hands with him and the new EXCO to improve the welfare of their members and for Nigerian Medical Association to be more visible and vibrant. Earlier in his valedictory speech, the immediate past chairman, Dr. Kabiru Zubair, thanked members of the SOC, SEC, past chairman, medical elders, and the Congress for their support, while appreciating the media for projecting the NMA activities in the last 2 years. Zubair highlighted the numerous achievements of NMA in the last 2 years, such as improved welfare package and facilitating landed property for members, purchase of land, and commence building the long-proposed NMA Kogi State Secretariat, which has gotten to the roofing level as at July 2020, among several other achievements. If you're just joining us, this is Kogi in Focus, your weekly program that gives you updates on happenings within the state, Kogi. For your information, contribution, and event coverage, kindly contact us through the phone number and social media handles displayed on your screen. To forestall the rising spate of encroachment on public schools' land in Kogi Central Senatorial District, an advocacy group, proudly Anebira Forum, has called for government intervention to forestall the anomaly. In a renewed advocacy to save public schools in Ebira land from extinction, the group berated the senseless encroachment and acquisition of lands within and around public primary and secondary schools across the community. It is believed that school lands are being sold to desperate people by some persons under the pretext of clannish ownership, a development that has reduced most schools to residential areas. In their recent deliberation, the group recalled with regrets with the past efforts of Ebira People's Association when it engaged the state government on the need to end the incessant encroachment of school land. Available reports indicate that Governor Yahya Bello's administration has made inroads into the ugly development, where a committee was set up to investigate the matter and provide a lasting solution. It is observed with dismay that the committee reports and recommendations have remained unattended to date. As the activities of the illegal encroachment threaten the existence of almost all community schools in Kogi Central, proudly Anebira Forum is renewing the call for urgent solution and thus considering various steps adaptable to nip the ugly trend in the bud. They are also using the medium to call on citizens to desist from encroaching school lands in whatever guise. Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello has approved the appointment of engineer Lawal Omeiza Muhammed as the Managing Director of Kogi State Solid Minerals and Processing Company Limited. In the letter signed by the Secretary to the State Government, Dr. Folashade Arike Ayoade, Governor Bello said the appointment is in line with the memorandum and articles of association establishing the Kogi Solid Mineral Processing Company Limited. The governor charged Lawal, a renowned mining and environmental consultant, to carry out the policies and decisions that will transform the solid mineral sector of the state. Until his appointment, Lawal Omeiza is a mining and environmental consultant with over 2 decades of practicing experience. He was also the chairman Gomex Chemical Services Limited in Abuja. Executive Chairman of Kogi State Mineral Resources Development Agency, Hassiat Ozavize Suleiman, lauded Governor Bello on the recent addition to the solid mineral force in the state. Hassiat congratulated the newly appointed Managing Director of Kogi State Mineral Resources Processing Company, Lawal Muhammed. She expressed elation at the appointment, stating that it was a well-thought-out and a well-deserved one, as Muhammad brings years of experience and expertise to the sector for the good of the state. Hassiat Ozavize Suleiman wished the new MD all the very best in his new charge and indicated a readiness to harmonize with his good office to move the sector forward in the state. The Commissioner of Police, Kogi State Police Command, Ayuba, has ordered the area commanders, divisional police officers, tactical and operational commanders to immediately initiate appropriate action to identify, isolate, and disarm. In a report, he said the directive is in compliance with the Inspector General of Police directives to curb the proliferation of prohibited firearms in the country, arrest and prosecute any individual or group in possession of prohibited firearms. A statement made available to journalists in Lokoja by the Police Public Relations Officer, DSP William Aya, said the directive was targeted at addressing the proliferation and unlawful possession of prohibited firearms in the country. According to Aya, being in possession of unlawful firearms is contrary to the provisions of Chapter F28 LFN 2004 of the Firearms Act. He said, similarly, the area commanders, divisional police officers, tactical and operational commanders have been directed to immediately convene an enlightenment meeting of all vigilante groups and quasi-security outfits spread across the state. This is in order to ensure that their activities are in conformity with the extant laws guiding their establishment and operations. According to the police boss, he has called on the members of the public in possession of firearms to surrender such to the nearest police station or to their traditional rulers for onward transmission to the police headquarters. The police commander warned any person who fails to surrender its firearms and found in possession of firearms of any caliber within the state will be treated as being unlawfully in possession of firearms and be made to face the full wrath of the law. The police boss in the state enjoined members of the public to support the efforts of the police to rid the state of all forms of crime by complying with this directive aimed at guaranteeing safety of lives and properties. An Islamic group, JAMATUL, IZALATUL, BIDAWA, has held a special prayer interceding for the land over the lack of rainfall in Lokoja, Kogi state capital and other parts of the state. The prayer led by its chairman, Sheikh Yahya Danladi Musa, members of the group and other Muslim faithful who converged on the township stadium Lokoja to pray for an end to what appears to be gradual drought in the state, said the idea of the congregational prayer became necessary as a way of seeking the face of God for his mercy on the land. According to him, it is still a mystery why the sudden seizure of rainfall in the state, even where there should be downpours as it is with the month of August anywhere around the country. Sheikh Musa said prayers has become the last resort, stressing that it is their belief that God will forgive their sins and heal the land of all unrighteousness.
If you go to the farm today, the process, if you put matches, it will catch. And in the procedures of the Ummahs of Islam, a Muslim Ummah, what will happen today is a trial period. What we do is to come gather like this and call to the Creator to show our people, to show sympathy to the human beings. And that's why we are here. We pray, and so that God should release those blessings, the blessing He promised us, which is rain. With rain, we get our crops. With gains, our weather is becoming conducive. With rain, several blessings are coming in. And that is why the Muslim Ummahs come here and gather and pray for the blessings of the Allah and peaceful coexistences of the Kogas. For whatever is our crime, God should not see us in that position. He should be able, God is a forgiving God. He should forgive us and bless us with what is supposed to be a blessing to the generality of Kogas and the Nigeria in general.
Sheikh Musa lamented that crops are dying on the farms as a result of the lack of rain and expressed fear of impending food shortage if the rain does not return in time. A cross section of those who spoke with journalists commended the idea of the prayer and acknowledged that there was the need for sincere repentance and prayers for God's mercy. The Jibwis leader admonished Muslims and people of other faiths to devote part of their time to prayer for God's mercy towards restoration and peace in the state as well as the country in general. The Kogi state government has concluded arrangements for the reticulation of potable water from Osara Dam to communities in the Central Senatorial District of the state. The Commissioner for Water Resources, Abdulmumin Danga, made this known when he led delegation of technical team from federal and the state government on assessment visit to the dam in order to ascertain the facilities on ground for the takeoff of the project. Danga said the visit became necessary following the approval for the state government to embark on the provision of water supply from Osara Dam to communities in the district. He further disclosed during the visit that express permission was earlier granted by the Federal Ministry of Mine, Power and Steel for the reticulation of water from the dam in keeping with the desire of Governor Yahya Bello's administration to meet the yearning of the people for potable water supply. Abdulmumin Danga, in company of the private investor Bilvisco Investment Company Limited, meets with the technical team of Niyomco to discuss areas of concern and interest with the view for the investor to commence preliminary works on the project. He used the occasion to appreciate the federal government for the gesture of allowing the usage of the dam and also commended Governor Yahya Bello for deeming it fit to embark on the project. Kogi State Commissioner for Water Resources Abdulmumin Danga also received the leadership of Ajitata District Community and Jema in Ampa local government area of Kogi State. The chairman of the community, Michael Eje, who led the representative of his people to pay a courtesy visit to the commissioner, congratulated him on his well-deserved appointment and also eulogized Governor Yahya Adoza Bello for seeing the quality in him to man the Ministry of Water Resources. Eje appreciated him for what he has been doing across the state just within the shortest period of time he was appointed. He appealed to the commissioner to come to their aid in areas of provision of potable water supply and other social amenities in their community with over 750,000 population. The Commissioner for Water Resources, Abdulmumin Danga, commended them and promised to take cognizance of their requests in no distance time. He assured them of government proactive measures to arrest the issue of water scarcity in Ajitata village. In a similar occasion, the commissioner was given an award of excellence by the Ebira Youth Voice Association. The national president of the association, Muhammed Hadi, on behalf of the association both at home and in diaspora, commended Danga for his leadership styles, appreciating his humanitarian services, youth empowerment scheme, and his concerted effort to put in place technical measures to stop the prevalent water scarcity in Ebira land. The elated commissioner thanked the body for their recognition and he promised to do more for the youth because he's a youth ambassador. He advised them to be good ambassadors wherever they find themselves. In conclusion, Danga charged them to always preach peace and kick against cultism, drugs, and all other social vices. The Kogi State's Muslim organization Cosmos, under the auspices of JAMATUL Islam, on the 20th of August 2020, has conferred on Chief of Staff to Kogi State Governor Abdulkarim Mohammed Jamil with the award of recognition for his immense contribution to the growth of Islam and service to humanity. Receiving the award, Asuku, who was represented by his special assistant, Abubakar Mujahid, thanked the organization for identifying with the Chief of Staff, whom he described as a dedicated Muslim and committed man. Mujahid said Asuku, with the support of Governor Bello, has contributed immensely to the growth of Islam in the state and that any award given to him by the faith is not misplaced. He said he is honored and privileged to be a part of Asuku's philanthropic journey in the past few years. With the support of Governor Yahya Bello, Asuku has helped thousands of less privileged persons and has trained them to learn how to be self-sufficient, offered scholarship, food medical bills, shared foodstuff, and sponsored many of their children to school. The Chief of Staff sent his deepest appreciation to JAMATUL Islam for nominating him, and he shall forever remain grateful for the recognition. He stated categorically that although it is a personal award, it will always remain as a result of dedicated teamwork and the opportunity given to him by his hard-working boss, friend and mentor, Governor Yahya Bello. Asuku dedicated the award to him and to all humans across the globe facing the challenges and going through trying times as a result of the pandemic. He also assured the citizens of Kogi State that the administration of Governor Yahya Bello is committed to delivering the dividends of democracy to the people, while urging the people to support the vision of the governor and remain law-abiding and coexist peacefully. The President Kogi State JAMATUL National Islam Ambassador Usman Bello said they honor the Chief of Staff who has been a pillar of support to the Muslim Ummah and humanity in general. The Kogi JNI leader noted that the conferment of the award on Abdul Karim Jamil for his immense contribution to the growth of Islam and service to humanity was based on merit because of his outreach and special benevolence to Muslims and other beneficiaries of his magnanimity. The award was presented to Asuku Jamil by the Grand Kadi, who was represented by Justice Bala Usman. Kaduna State Magistrate Court 1 has freed 2 of the 3 suspected killers of Nigeria's first female helicopter fighter flying officer Tolulope Arotile. The major suspect, Nehemiah Adejo, who drove the car that killed the Air Force officer, will now be charged for culpable homicide and criminal. When the case came up at the Magistrate Court 1 within the week that just ended on the 23rd, the prosecution counsel, DSP Martins Leo, prayed the court to discharge the second and third suspects as their investigation did not find them wanting. Ruling on the motion, Magistrate Benjamin Hassan discharged second and third suspects Folorunsho Ibekele Faith and Bayegu Deji based on the police investigation as well as the legal advice from the State Director of Public Prosecution, Bayero Dari Esquire, that they have no case to answer. According to the legal advice from the Director of Public Prosecution, read in the open court, there is no premeditation in the death of the flying officer Arotile, but there is sufficient evidence to prosecute the first suspect, Nehemiah Adejo, for culpable homicide not punishable with death. A 32-year-old welder was killed at a popular drinking spot in Lokoja by amusement park. The man is simply called Murtala Dare, was killed by one carpenter named Lukman Kabiru, a father of 2. At about 11 p.m., the said Dare reportedly wanted to fight a call girl for taking a customer behind a building for short service. Dare was said to have interrupted the sex romp, threatening to beat the girl. However, intervention by Lukman to stop Dare from being violent angered Dare, who was alleged to have broken a bottle and stabbed Lukman Kabiru on the neck. Dare and Lukman are neighbors who own shop opposite the notorious drinking spot where call girls always settle behind to have fun with men. Dare was alleged to be found of collecting fees from girls for the use of the open space for such fun time with men of their choices. The incident made people wonder what the duo could have been doing around their business premises at that hour of the night. Meanwhile, some aggrieved youths have stormed the workshop of the welder and destroyed his property, including a big generator, over the killing. Confirming the incident, the Kogi State Police Public Relations Officer DSP William Aya said the suspect who was arrested in his hideout at the back of Toto Police Station is in police custody, stressing that investigation into the matter is on. This is where we will wrap it up on today's edition. Please join us same time, same channel via our YouTube live broadcast. Kindly subscribe to be at alert to join our weekly news update. Be the first to know and share to others. I am still your presenter, Khadijat Muhammed, and before we go, we want to appreciate some of our news gathering partners online like Kogi Flame, Enduring News, Nigerian Link for their constant news update. Please don't forget to press the subscribe button to help us grow our page. Continue to do to others what you want them to do to you and continue to stay safe as you continue to observe COVID-19 prevention measures. Bye for now.